Hi there, my neon lights. Sorry about the mic, can't help it. However, if you are seeing this at the start of this video, it's because it's a shoe on head video, and I know just how many of you either love her or you dislike her. Um, but I felt like I have to give you a pre-warning. If you don't want to hear any of her opinion, please go somewhere else. There's plenty of people out there who will cater to your needs. I myself generally try to stay neutral as possible, although I do occasionally have my own opinions on things. I just don't like to voice them on my channel because I want my channel to be a safe, fun place for all to be. So please, please, I am asking you, stop. Go back. Go, hold on. There it goes. Go back to wherever you were, but not here. So please, okay, don't make me do the face plant, palm, slap my face with the palm of my hand. Okay, just just don't. It's for everybody's best interest to not do that. That's all I'm gonna say. And remember, my neon lights, I'll see you again, and always shine brightly in the darkness. Bye bye. Hey, my neon lights, 'tis I, Midnight Neon, and we are watching a shoe on head. We're doing a reaction to shoe. Um, this is about men wanting to be fathers, the whole pragmata stuff that's been happening, and apparently the opinions of morons and idiots again. Um, so I'm going to give you a little heads up about myself in this regards. From my days of the 11th grade in high school, aka junior year, I knew that I wanted to be a father, and I tried to pursue really hard at that. But life had other plans, between awful, crappy careers and taking care of elderly parents. I just never was able to pursue that. And now there's times where I wonder why I tried so hard. But yeah, anyway, let's, because I'm going to be honest, they're going to talk about the male biological clock, and you're going to think they're making fun of the female biological clock. But the thing is, men do have one. Men and women both have that need to have kids. Um, so, when I see someone that says men don't have that, well, they do. They do have that, and it's other people that have that problem and not realizing that. So anyway, let's hopefully I got that fixed. So anyway, let's see what Shu has to say about the whole thing.
Your eggs are drying up. If you're a woman online, you have probably heard that many times. Perhaps this image haunts you at night. It is a true fact that women's fertility begins to decline at age 30, and they suddenly wake up and get what we call baby fever. But what about the men? Do their sperms rot? Do their balls shrivel up into little raisins and die? Do they wake up one day and get baby fever?
Do we? Yes, we do.
Men have a biological clock in the same way women do? I've briefly
Yes.
joked about this in videos before. In fact, a clip of mine from a video I did a few months ago actually went viral recently thanks to the VTuber Smugalana.
Yes, the male
Smug.
biological clock. It's not physical, but spiritual.
Men will deny this, but they absolutely have a biological clock. It may not hit in your teens or your 20s, but one day you're going to have a dream. You have a little daughter making you pancakes with your wife in the morning, and you're not going to be able to get it out of your head.
Oh my
and
God.
and the comments were full of men discussing their dreams to start a family. There is not much discussion about men's desire to have children. Like many things, it's not really something they talk about publicly. That was until a
Actually, I've always talked about it publicly, but, men get overlooked because these days men are not that important, or we're gross creatures the way people treat us. I mean,
certain video game came out.
What are you?
I am DI-03367, a state-of-the-art pragmata created here at the Cradle. I possess basic life-saving...
How about we call you Diana?
Diana?
Pragmata is a sci-fi action game where you play as astronaut Hugh Williams, who is sent to investigate an abandoned moon base. He meets a childlike android named Diana, and they team up to survive and escape the space station. Along the way, they uncover what went wrong and defeat the bad guys, all while forming a strong emotional bond.
I'm counting on you, kiddo.
But it seems to have awakened something deep within gamers, especially male gamers. The urge to get married and have kids. I'm not planning on getting married and having kids, but damn, this game is like fatherhood calling to me. Is this how women feel about their biological clocks? This game makes me want a daughter. What is this feeling inside me? It can't be. It's like, I want to protect. It's like, I want to be a dad. They won me over. The white baby makes me feel paternal. I will burn anyone and anything that tries to harm her. This game is dragging out the innate dad instinct. I want to like Pragmata, but I can't, knowing that men are also enjoying it. This is a
Of
game for
course.
incels. Babe, wake up! It's time for your yearly gamer culture war slap! It's 2014 forever, man. We are never going to escape Mr. Gamergate's wild ride. In this video, we are going to discuss the facts and theories behind the so-called male biological clock, after we discuss the drama surrounding the game Pragmata, and how a bunch of men expressing a simple, wholesome desire, the desire to start a family, has turned into yet another culture war. Yet another gender war. The gender war. Men versus women, women versus men, the male loneliness epidemic, the female loneliness epidemic.
which can be solved if we pull our heads out of our rear ends and say, hey, maybe we ought to try and be a little more civil and sensible about this stuff instead of believing all the media garbage where we are told we must seek perfection. Because I'm here to tell you right now, trying to find that perfect person is the dumbest thing you can ever do to yourself and to the people you involve in your life. Quit looking for the 6 foot tall, 6-pack dad and 6-figure salary man, because they are less than 1% of the United States of America. You're looking for something that doesn't exist. And those that do get lucky enough to find that, they're generally probably pretty close to the 1% already. And those gentlemen that do find someone, they usually find someone who will accept them for who they are and not what they are. That's the big key factor. Accepting a person for who they are, not what they are. And that is something that people get so messed up on. And as for you men, quit looking for the perfect woman. You're not going to find one. The perfect woman will usually find you. But you're never going to know unless, everybody starts calming down with this. Like, I could go on about it, but the truth is, no matter how much I say anything about it, there are too many small brain cell people who are just making too much noise about the wrong things. They really are. Yeah. Let's move on before I say something else.
with dating apps, hookup culture. Do men like curvy or thin women? Do women like dad bods or fit men? Do they like beards or clean shaven? Oh yeah. That reminds me. Before we get deeper into this video, let's quickly give a shout out to today's sponsor, Henson Shaving. For the last few decades, razors haven't been designed to work better. They've been designed to be marketed better. More features, more gimmicks, more blades. Just add one more blade, bro. One more blade, I promise, bro. One more blade. While skin irritation is just treated like something you just have to deal with. And a major cause for irritation is blade flex, because most razors use springs to let the blades move as you shave. That helps them adapt to like different angles, but also causes extra tugging and razor burn. Most people just learn to cope with like aftershave and cold water, fixing the symptoms instead of the cause. The question nobody asks is, should the blade even move? And here's where Henson Shaving comes in. By fully supporting a two-sided blade all across its length, they hold the blade in place, preventing any...
That's okay. There is something about this I do want to point out. She just said treating the symptoms and not the cause. That is something that is a real problem here in the U.S. Instead of fixing the problem by fixing the cause of the problem, they just treat the symptoms and pretend it's okay. We need some form of universal health care in this country for our citizenry. But unfortunately, and I'm going to be honest, yeah, the politicians are bought off. They are bought off. They will never agree to it because they won't make any money otherwise. And if you want to know how they're being bought off, and the thing is, they're open about it. They are. There's a law where they have to state, who gave them money for what purpose. It's called lobbying. It's called paid consultation. Bribery is a bribe, no matter what name you put on it. You're not gonna fool me. These politicians who are running our country right now are bought off by foreign interest groups and corporations. Yeah, and if you really want to know, all you gotta do is look it up. They don't hide it, because the way the law reads, as long as they declare it, it's not considered a bribe. They basically created a loophole to get around bribery laws. That's what they did.
Bouncing or skipping, resulting in an irritation-free shave. No springs, no movement, no need to compensate with pressure. And there's something really satisfying about that. Not just getting a better shave, but finally fixing something that's been quietly annoying you for years. Like when you spend months wondering why you don't feel rested even after you get 8 hours sleep, and then you realize, oh, I need a new mattress. You don't need more aftershave, you need a new razor. And since I switched to Henson, I noticed that my shaves have been smoother than ever. No tugging, no cuts. The best part is, once you invest in a Henson razor, it is a lifetime purchase. The only thing you need to replace are the blades, which cost just 10 cents each. So once you own the razor, you'll only be spending like $3 to $5 per year. Henson offers a variety of different colors. I have the rose gold. I think it's so cute. So if you're tired of razor burn, skin irritation, and overpaying for replacement blades, Henson Shaving is definitely worth checking out. Just head over to hensonshaving.com/shoe and add both a Henson razor and 100 blades to your cart. Then enter code SHOE at checkout to get the blades for free with your purchase. Big thanks to Henson for sponsoring this video, and thank you, the viewer, for not skipping the ad. Right? Now, let's get back to the video.
I didn't skip.
Throughout history, there have been countless stories centered around a very specific dynamic: the adult protector and a child. You see it everywhere. In video games, they call it a dad simulator. The Walking Dead, The Last of Us, God of War, Detroit Become Human, BioShock, Life is Strange. Also movies like Logan, True Grit, in a way, Monsters Inc., shows like The Mandalorian. Literature has done it forever with The Road, Les Miserables, and many, many others. It shows up time and time again because it taps into something deeply human. The instinct to protect, to guide, to teach, to nurture something more vulnerable than yourself. It is a beautiful and powerful story that has been told for centuries. And you're like really weird and an incel for enjoying it, actually. Incel game. If you buy this game, I'm gonna assume you.
Incel doesn't mean anything anymore. It's just a buzzword that people use at this point just to get some sort of reaction out of you. It doesn't mean anything. Incel is meaningless. It has no meaning or purpose anymore. It's stupid and dumb to even use it anymore. You just use it when you're wanting to be insulting and a horrible person. That's what incel is. When you use that, you demean not only the person you're using it against or the people that you're using it against, but you also demean yourself. You just show how unintelligent and unimportant you really are every time you say the word. I wish people would quit doing that. That's why I hardly ever use it, hardly even respond or respect anyone that uses that word.
Are pedophile. I feel like it's a breach of ethics at this point to design child characters for an audience of majority male gamers. Like, let's stop with the defenseless girl the big strong man has to protect. This reeks of sexism and control. I hate these father simulator games. They always give me the creeps. This is low Kirkenuanly fascist propaganda and
What? That is not even a word. That's not even a word. This is someone just spouting garbage, trying to sound intelligent. Oh my god.
gives me pedo vibes. Wouldn't it be cool if I sneezed right now? Fascist propaganda. If this is fascist propaganda, slap me and call me Adolf. Zoomer women really look at a wholesome game involving a child and wait, what the f is low Kirkenuanly? After hearing about toxic masculinity for the past 15 years now, finally a topic comes up where it's overwhelmingly positive masculinity. And what is the response? I think the funniest thing about the pragmata controversy is that those incels genuinely think they could ever get near enough to a woman to impregnate one. It's not nuanced. Pragmata is blatant pedophilia catered to male gooner gamers. Why are people thinking this is sexual or makes you a pedophile? Because men are notorious for being peds and disgusting humans. They sexualize everything.
No, they don't. Sounds like someone's got a chip on their shoulder.
You are not very smart. A lot of loser males who often turn to gaming are pedos. It is an unconscious strategy to avoid competing with chat, as well as complementing their—
There's nothing to compete when there's nothing in the brain. Let me put it to you like this. If Chad had to use an actual axe, I'm pretty sure Chad would die because he wouldn't know how to build shelter, start a fire, or cook food. Because he spent his whole life having someone else do it for him.
own pure attorneyness. Stalled development. What? Y'all are full of shit talking about dad instincts and whatever. We know why the f you want to play the game. You want to crack the little blonde bimbo slut. What? This character design creeps me out. Why does she look like a doll? Why is this blonde child with a blowout running around barefoot? I've not yet played the game. Is this expanded on in the plot?
If you haven't played the game, then don't talk about it. It just shows how dumb you really are.
Or is this just eye candy for creeps? I feel like I'm going insane. She just looks like a cute kid to me. Like, that is just literally a cute little kid. I do not see the sexualization, and I am a huge pervert, mind you. I do not see what the f these people are talking about. Are there creepy people on the internet who are sexualizing Diana? Yes, absolutely yes. It is a small minority, but it is still disgusting. In fact, a subreddit had to be shut down because people were making not safe for work art.
Well, if it had to be shut down, it sounded like it needed to be shut down.
Of this child, which honestly is not shocking. It's Reddit. That's not the game's fault. The game has nothing.
Yeah, Reddit's terrible. Reddit's awful.
Creepy in it. These creepy people will always exist, unfortunately. I have made several videos about these people existing. People getting mad here are not getting mad at the people sexualizing Diana. That would be completely understandable. It would make—
Okay, the reason they're not getting mad at those people is because they're looking for an easy target that can't fight back. That's what they're doing. So they're attacking other people.
Sense if they were going to the accounts that were doing that and calling them creeps, but no, they're for some reason just getting mad at people liking and enjoying the game. They're just spurging out and randomly calling everyone and anyone incels.
Why did they make her look like a porn star, though?
Why is the child sexy? Are you okay? These Twitter freaks see a child, immediately sexualize them, and think everyone else is as creepy as they are. Like, no bitch, that's you. And Reddit. You and Reddit. There is nothing in this video game that caters to the freaks except for the fact that Diana is a child. Compare that to like Cuties, where there were up closes of real children twerking. That is media. That is catering to those people. An article recently came out from the outlet The Gamer that in the beginning talks about what happened on the Reddit and how disgusting some people are being towards the character Diana. Okay, fair enough, I agree. But then towards the end, the author throws in something very telling.
I have not yet played Pragmata, and that's because I'm a little tapped out on stories where men adopt daughter-like figures and prove their masculinity by—
If you haven't played it, why are you writing about it? I wish people would quit playing games like this. I wish they would quit talking about games that they do not play and then write a stupid story and then expect everyone to believe that story when they have not put the effort into actually understanding what they're talking about.
protecting them.
That is their real problem. Men protecting people. That's just them proving their masculinity. And as we all know, masculinity bad.
Blatantly
Until you need it to save you.
not fuel, whether you agree with it or not. The average attraction trope on a little girl, blonde, blue eyes. I mean, the whole game is low-key Nazi propaganda, to be fair. I think the men who play this are probably creepy, but how is
it Nazi propaganda? That's not possible. My brain hurts.
is it Nazi propaganda? Blonde, blue-eyed toddler and tiaras-looking white girl you have to save is literally Nazi propaganda straight out of the—
No, it's not. No. Because from my understanding, the Nazis preferred blondes with brown eyes, not blue. So she would not be accepted among them. And it had to be both males and females. They could not have blue eyes. At least that's what I understood. I don't know where this stuff is coming from. And the word Nazi has also been so overused that it has lost its shock value. I am so tired of people doing that. Like, when you have a word that means something horrible, do not overuse it like this, because what you're doing is just making people less responsive to something that is truly awful.
1930s, dude. Sorry, I don't see it. Ugh, I really don't have the energy to deal with this. Just use your brain.
Sorry, I don't have the energy to explain my schizophrenic paranoid delusion. Good. I don't have the energy to listen to it. Listen, I know we're all used to seeing gay, black, Hispanic, disabled furries in media lately. But I promise you, white people still exist. It's not Nazi propaganda.
I feel like this girl character is an objectification of the idealized child. She's pulled right from the patriarchal white supremacist imagination, the perfect pure white girl child that must be protected so she can produce the next white generation.
What garbage is this?
Anyway.
Funny how y'all have paternal instincts for a child with a model woman's face plastered on it, make her look like an actual kid with missing teeth, short hair, bare face, snot, and see if those instincts kick in the same. This game is openly catering to pets.
Okay, so first of all, before I worked for the corporate world, and let me tell you, working for the corporations sucks. When you go into the corporate world, it's awful. But I had to earn money, and it turned out I was pretty good at working with kids. So I was a babysitter. I actually looked after other people's kids for them. Kids get covered in slobber and snot and to make messes, and I think that's what some of these people are really complaining about, is the mess that they'll have to clean up. Kids do that, but then they also do other things. That they'll do other things that basically is sweet and adorable and will make you totally counter all the negatives.
Gaslighting is over.
Wait, I'm trying to follow the logic here. Let me just give myself some brain damage. So we make her look more like a child in order to not cater to pedophiles? Am I following that
That's not logic, that's just stupidity.
correctly? Also, the face on the left is like a child 6 to 7 years old, and the one on the right is like a 3-year-old.
Yeah, it's someone just trying to take things out of context.
Diana's a robot kid. She's not a robot toddler. Also, again, she looks like a kid. Am I going insane? Like, that looks just like a little kid.
No, you're not going insane.
Do they just want her to look ugly? Is that what this is? They want her to be ugly? Like,
Yeah, that's what it is. They're jealous of a video game.
I need more brain damage. Hold on.
Weeb incel gamers LARPing saying, ooh, I want to be a dad now, because they're manipulative, creepy freaks and like the ooh little girl with the model face, especially the lolicons, obviously. The devs know the male gamers hate a realistic or ugly child, because that's not what they're playing for. If they made her look like a realistic, ugly child, none of them would be saying this.
First of all, why are they acting like it's realistic to portray children as ugly and disgusting? Children are not ugly and disgusting. Like, they're cute and adorable. That's what they're known for. Like, yes, she's made to look cute. Yes. That's how you know this game was not made by Western video game developers. That's how you know there was no Liliths on the dev team here.
You guys would lose your shit while playing BioShock. Actually, BioShock is a really good example of this design working right. The little sisters are all gross and have gray-green skin.
No, you don't understand. Everything around me must be ugly as or I will furiously start masturbating. This all sounds like 2014 discourse, because it is 2014 discourse. Please don't let there be Gamergate 2.0. Who's going to be the shoe on head 2.0 to emerge?
Not me.
From the Gamergate 2.0. If she's listening now, this might sound very vague, but don't. That thing? Don't do it. Don't do it. Don't do it.
Phew. Thanks for talking to me all the time. Ta-da!
Is this
Oh,
supposed to be when we first boarded the tram?
that is adorable. And you know what? Having been a babysitter myself, kids do that. They will make a disgusting mess. They will eat their food, drop it all over the floor. They'll spill their drinks. They'll snot all over the place. They'll eat candy till they vomit, but then they'll do something like that, and you realize, yeah, it was worth it. It was all worth it. Also, I just realized she's technically an android, right? So she made AI art. Just pointing that out.
It's for you!
Look at that. You wrote your name, too. Not half bad, kiddo.
This robot girl makes me uncomfortable, and the fact that I haven't seen female gamers fawn over her is interesting. I've seen more clips of her and that man, and that is not how kids behave.
Yes, it is how kids behave. As someone who has babysitted other people's kids for them, that is exactly how they behave.
Something weird is going on here.
The something weird going on here is you, ma'am. You are the something weird. Men like the Father Simulator game where you have to protect a small child and shoot up a bunch of robots in space? Suspicious! Also, I have seen plenty of female gamers fawn over this character.
Me. Yeah. Okay. Everything's
I mean,
normal here.
Look at this.
Who would win? Decades of anti-natalist propaganda? one little bean. There were even women cosplaying as her. And when women even expressed how cute they thought Diana was, they're also met with this.
Oh my god, Diana is so precious and adorable. I'm gonna love this game. Thanks for telling everyone why you want to play the game, before you make up some other excuse to hide your pedophilia.
Oh my god.
What?
Seriously. Seriously, they're attacking women now that enjoy the same game. Are you freaking kidding me?
Water guns are the best. I like it just as
my
much as
God.
crayons. I like how the sand feels on my toes. I press down and sink in. Children don't act like this. This is how someone who fetishizes fatherhood wants children to behave. To normal people, it's actually deeply off-putting.
The best part was all the actual parents, like, replying to these people like, yeah, no, that is literally how my 5-year-old
Yes, it is. That is exactly how kids behave.
acts. Like, yeah, no, that's pretty accurate. Fetishizing you mean the human desire to procreate and start a family? Oh, you want to meet a woman and settle down and have a family? Maybe have a house, 2 dogs? You sick f***.
We've reached radioactive levels of incel propaganda.
What the f*** does incel mean anymore? I feel like I ask
Nothing. It means nothing. It means absolutely nothing. I said that earlier.
this in every single video. This tweet got thousands of likes. I feel like I am going insane. Where does the incel part come from? Like, they want men to be open about their emotions, and then men are open about their emotions, and then they're just called Nazis or incels or both. Usually both. It's usually a package deal. And this tweet came from a man, to make things worse. A grown-ass man saw another grown-ass man speaking about the normal human desire to want a family and want children one day, and called him an incel. Cockroach behavior.
In any case, what is this?
She just essentially called him a, oh my god, a disgusting bug. He is a disgusting creep because I've never seen any of his stuff. But everybody is talking about every time he opens his mouth. And like I've heard about what he's done to the dog. I've heard about his little trip to Cuba where he wore jewelry and clothing that was expensive enough that could probably fed half the country for a year. I've heard, and I may have been exaggerating, probably one family for a year, but and then he insults people, and I'm gonna do a little breakdown on this. I mean, I'm gonna wait until he says the line that I want you guys to hear because everyone plays it, even though he says I didn't say that.
Com's Pragmata. Wait, did it come out already? Pragmata, it's making thousands of people suddenly want to start a family. You place Hugh as soldier, stranded on a ruined lunar research station. His job is protecting the childlike android Diana while fighting rogue AI. In one emotional moment, she gives him a crayon drawing of the two of them together as a little family. Even streamers who say at the start they didn't want kids end up breaking down happy in tears. So what's really interesting about this is all of these unfuckable losers in the gaming sphere always talk about like starting families and stuff. And I don't understand like why this has become a thing that they care about. Like,
okay. So, he immediately went to the worst possible scenario. It started insulting. Let's finish. Let's let him finish.
if you're a gamer, you should care about things that you actually experience. You should care about things that you actually enjoy, right? If you're a lonely gamer who has never been around a woman and will never have sex with a woman, why do you care? Like, why do you care about having children or like riding for having children? Like, it's just not something that you're going to experience ever for your life, for the rest of your life, right?
He's a lying sack of crap. I know plenty of gamers who have families. So he's a lying sack of crap. And two, the reason he immediately went on the attack is because he himself has probably had a terrible relationship with his own father. And so he's got money, he's got some sort of power, he's got something going on. The only reason he went on the attack like that and started calling people is because more than likely when he was growing up, his dad just threw cash at him and said, "Get out of my face," and then pretty much he probably felt abandoned most of the time. So then when he sees someone else wanting to be fatherly, or actual fathers being fatherly, his reaction is, that's not normal. That's not how it should be. So I'm going to attack that person. And that's what he does. And it shows in his actions, because I've heard about the whole incident between his buddies, I believe they're referred to as orbiters or whatever they are. They all got in trouble, and they've all been sued by a fella called Ethan Klein, who I have no idea who this is, but it's from what I've seen and heard thus far, it sounds like they earned that lawsuit. And apparently he had made the promise that if they opened up a GoFundMe, he would fund them the whole amount that they're asking. From my understanding, he has yet to do so. Not one of them has he bothered to help. And I believe one or two of them have already settled out of court and lost all that money that they had managed to earn in order to pay the court fees and cost and what little was left over to the person suing them. So that what he did there was essentially, if his father pretty much abandoned him, that is pretty much what he just did to them. He'd make a false promise, leave, and then he thus then repeated the same thing with people around him. Because that is something I have seen before. I have seen people do that before in real life, where and in fact, it's happened in my own family. I had a family member who had kids. He would work and he'd come home, but he'd never spend time with the kids. He would never spend time with his wife. He just was there. That was it. And then he would leave. And from what I can see, from what I'm seeing, hold on. Sorry, there's a clock in here that chimes out a particular tone, and I don't know how YouTube would react to it, but from what I've seen, from my own experience, because, I mean, so what happened with that family member when his kids grew up, they repeated that same cycle of abandonment. They were there for a little bit. They, as soon as they could leave, they left. And that is exactly what Hassan is doing. I have seen this behavior before. My guess is his father or parents or whatever just kind of said, here's this, go away. We want nothing to really do with you. And now he's doing the same thing to everyone in his life. So when he goes on the attack and he starts he's actually really not only just attacking those people, trying to bring them down by being insulting and terrible as a human being, but he's also being terrible to himself and bringing himself down. He's made himself a disgusting person because he cannot live with himself and the way he is. He is not going to change until he has basically lost everything. And I would say from the looks of those rings on his fingers, all that expensive stuff he's got in the background that he's showing off, and including that poor dog that I keep hearing about, he's not hit rock bottom. He's not going to. He may be one of those ones that never get the big picture, which is sad. But, I mean, that's what he's doing. And I am not a psychologist. I am not a mental health expert. I do not have any education in that. I mean, I read like one chapter of a psychology book. That does not make me an expert at all by any means. This is just what I'm going off of from my own personal experiences, from what I have seen with actually in my own family and within other people's families. Because don't forget, I did state earlier that I used to be a babysitter. I used to look after other people's kids for them. That would often happen. And then one parent would be like, I'm so sorry for the way this person in my life is behaving. And they would apologize, pay what was promised, and then they would leave. I would not ever blame the kid for their parents' behavior. Not ever. Because the kids didn't do anything. But I do hold the adults responsible for not breaking the cycle. You're an adult. You know better at this point in your life. And if you refuse to be different than the way your parents were, and you're only perpetuating the problem, then you are part of the problem. And that is what Hassan is. He's part of the problem. That was long-winded, I know. And it probably will extend Shu's video out quite a while by my doing that. But I'm pretty certain any decent psychologist or mental health expert would look at this man and just say, yeah, he's messed up in the head.
Right? This is something that I never understand.
Wow, maybe there's a reason people are yearning to start a family and can't afford to have one and can't seem to find a partner. They feel alienated from their work and atomized from their community. If only there was a political commentator around to speak about all this.
Yeah, people, it is financially hard, and it shouldn't be. And then the other thing is, people should not be alienated over wanting something that's should be normal. They really shouldn't.
Oh well, guess not. First of all, the only care about something if it affects you is extremely libertarian coded and also very weird coming from a guy who understandably wants everybody to care about a genocide that is happening across the ocean. Second of all, what is this nihilistic horseshit? Yeah, never aspire for anything, never aim for greatness and meaning. This is the dude the media wants us to believe is going to save young men from the alt-right pipeline.
No, if anything, he's going to drive them towards it.
Okay. And I love how he's like, unfuckable losers. Like, okay, congrats on the sex, bro. Check out this sex haver over here. I'm sure all those unfuckable losers could easily go to foreign brothels and pay for sex like you, Hassan. Something.
Wow, I did not know that about Hassan. He did that? Well, now my respect for him has fallen even further down. Wow.
Weird about a man who could easily consensually get sex from a woman but chooses to go to a brothel. I don't know. Just saying. Also, 35? No kids? Like, I'm sorry, that just pisses me off. Like, sitting in his ugly ass $600 Gucci sweater. I swear I've never seen this guy in a fucking normal ass t-shirt. Sitting
It's because he's not normal. He pretends to be normal.
On his high horse, looking down at people for wanting something more out of life. I don't understand how someone could be so mentally mind raped that this is their reaction to such like a simple, wholesome concept. Like literally, no joke, the entire meaning of life is somehow confusing to Hassan Piker, anti-natalist. If I saw a child that looked like that, I'd probably attack it. I felt like hitting her. The right-wing nutjobs seeing this and feeling paternal instincts are just predators. The only instinct I feel as a man right now is self-defense. I want to kill it. Yes, the ones saying they want to protect a kid are the predators, not the ones saying they want to kill it. The only thing I felt while watching this is pure bloodlust for that annoying creature. I hate children so much. Before you come at me, yes, I'm a 35-year-old crazy cat lady and proud of it. Stay mad. First of all, every time you see a little smiley face like that, that's how you know that person is madder than they've ever been in their entire life. Listen, obviously if you simply don't want kids, that's fine. Like, whatever. Not everyone wants kids. Not everyone wants to be a parent. But the societal attitude, the difference between men and women here, how they handle this situation is so, like, fascinating to me.
I'm probably never having kids. I'm probably gonna play video games for the rest of my life. I'm probably gonna be as hot for as long as I can. And I'm probably gonna keep making money. That's probably what's gonna happen for the next 40 years until I die. People are just going to keep being mad at me about it. Menopause is going to hit me like a brick wall, but at least I will be getting the bag until then. You don't want kids?
And you will have missed out on the best parts of life. You are sad.
I'll do it whenever I want. I don't think I'm running out of time.
Yes, you are.
Absolute delusion. I feel like a lot of men in this situation are like, damn, I wish I had a family. That sucks. Women
Should've screenshotted
overcompensate
that.
and they pretend to be proud of it, and it just comes off as really kind of sad. And I guess it's like, as a woman for a long time, it's like, oh, you're too young to have kids. Don't have kids. It will ruin your life and your body.
Yeah, no, people need to quit giving women that advice. It's bad advice. Only give it if there's a health condition in which it could cause serious harm. Otherwise, stop that nonsense. Because they do the same thing to boys and men. They're like, oh, you're young. You don't need to have kids yet. You're young men. Go work yourself to death first.
In your career, don't have children. And then all of a sudden you hit a certain age and it's like, your eggs, ma'am. I get it. It's frustrating. I get it. I hid my pregnancy from the internet. Nobody knew I was pregnant. Well, some of you guessed because I was fat as f. But anyway, I hid it from the internet. And while I was like 5 months pregnant, I was getting tweets from like groypers and like, TikTok, your eggs are drying up. But this like, you haters, I got my cats. Enough. Stop spreading that attitude. Stop being a crab in a bucket. Like,
Yeah, she said it.
even if you don't have children, that's fine. You could find other meaning in your life, obviously. But don't encourage that type of mindset. The amount of anti-natalist propaganda young men and young women see nowadays is like insane. But the biggest anti-natalist propaganda has to be like
Exactly.
$3,000 rent, $2,000 daycare, and student debt, honestly. Like, if we're being honest. It's just sad because, like, through all of history, like, imagine your ancestors. They've been through, like, war and famine, and you're just gonna end your bloodline because the rent is too high. But
That is the problem. We've created an economic system that's failing, and it's just going to continue to fail. And until we realize that money is an illusion, and that we're going to have to just basically live in order to live, like, I don't know, let the farmer go farm, quit hijacking his tractor with your overcomplicated computer crap, let the surgeon perform surgeries, let the seamstress make clothes, let the burger flippers, as you call them, I call them food professionals because they've earned that title if they have to put up with that garbage. Let those people cook food. Let people live. Let them do their jobs. And then maybe if we lived in a society where, hey, I need clothes, you can go get your clothes and then go do a job that supports someone else. One person does one thing that affects other people. That person then who has received the benefits of that then does their thing and then it benefits someone else, so on and so forth. And what happens to money? Gone. You don't need it anymore. But, people say, oh, that's communism. No, it's not communism. Communism still depends on capitalism. Oh, that's fascism. No, fascism still depends on capitalism. They'll come up with all these different things. And this is all I have to say, because it was once said to me when I asked about it. And this came from a very, very wise man. He told me that anything with an ism is a bad thing. Sorry, there it is. And guess what has an ism in it? Capitalism. That's our current society.
it's understandable. They don't feel like they can support a child. They can barely support themselves, especially on one income, like how it used to be. Those days are gone. You know, if I was president and I wanted to make America great again, that would be the thing I focus on the most. But no, we have to do another bullshit war in the Middle East. Okay, whatever, I'm not...
That's something else, by the way. With the invention of AI and robotics getting advanced enough that they can go repair themselves or other versions of themselves, they essentially don't need human beings. So we better learn to adapt and say, what can we do to make life continue? Because otherwise, as a species, we're just going to simply cease to exist. We're literally selectively breeding ourselves out of existence. It's called extinction. Yeah.
We're not going into that, not in this video.
Lots of strange reactions to this game. Let's clear some things up. Childless men do not have paternal instincts the way...
Yes, we do. So, Miss Mary Morgan, you're wrong.
Childless women have maternal instincts. Men first experience paternal instincts once they have their own children.
Not true. I have very paternal instincts. Even like if I'm sitting outside, say next to a road, and there's kids over there playing and their parents are busy yakking, and I watch the kid wander into the street, my first reaction is, hey kid, come back here, get off the street. I don't care if their parents are standing there. Not if they're not doing something, then I'm going to step in and do it, because quite obviously I have care. Now, I have unfortunately seen neglect within the homes. That does happen. Some parents get so overwhelmed that they just want to do anything and everything except for deal with that kid. And so, yeah, that... I couldn't do that. I'm sorry, but if no matter how annoying the kid is, even if they're pulling on my shirt sleeve and going, hey, 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 all the time, my answer is going to be what? What is it you need? What do you want? Most of the time, all a kid really wants is attention. You know, put down the controller, turn off the webcam, give your kids attention. Take them out. Go to a park, have a picnic. Go, if you don't even want to do that, go, at least take them to McDonald's. Show them that you care. You know, talk about something they like. It's not hard, but yeah, paternal instincts in childless men does exist. So this statement is completely 100% and totally, in all other ways, unequivocally wrong.
And typically, those paternal instincts are only ever felt for their own children and no one else's. Men are not nurturers. Men don't gush over cute kids in public. Men don't have baby fever. If a man wants to possess a child for any reason other than it being a product of his own lineage, he's likely a predator.
Says probably the predator.
What? Okay, first of all, even from like anecdotal common sense, this is just not true. This is obviously bullshit. Research literally shows that childless men experience like the desire for fatherhood almost just as much as childless women experience the desire for motherhood. Apparently, young men want children more than young women do nowadays. Many men, including childless men, exhibit caregiving, protective responses to infants, even if they're not their own.
Oh, that's because young women are told not to do it. They're told, you are young, go do this, go do that. Waste your time on stupid things like watching social media. Stay away from TikTok. It'll ruin what few brain cells you have left.
All through history, men have protected, mentored, even died for kids that weren't their own. Also, with this logic, like, uncles, stepdads, adoptive fathers, like, anyone like that is a predator. Like, men just have the protector gene, and this game just activates it. It's really not deeper than that. Yes, it's true, men don't have maternal instincts, but men do have paternal instincts. There's a reason this game is about protecting her from evil robots in space and not like, I don't know, breastfeeding her. Yes, women and men are different. And a huge factor in this very popular trope is that the man gradually develops paternal instincts over the child despite his stoic, emotionally distant, masculine nature. These gamers are experiencing that through the main character. If Capcom's goal with Pragmata was to make everyone who plays this game want to be a parent, then they've done an amazing job. I always sit back when Diana starts playing and think to myself, so this is what it's like to have a daughter? She's so cute. And for the record, yes, that is what having kids is like. It's also not so fun stuff and lots of responsibility, but the good parts completely outweigh the bad. And
agreed, absolutely.
make it all worth it. There were hundreds of tweets from people, mostly childless people, mind you, being like, that's not what having a child is like, actually, you stupid gamer.
Oh, yes. If they don't have a kid, they have no right to be talking about kids. If they've never even raised a kid, they have no right to talk about kids. And having been a babysitter, that meant I was basically raising someone else's kids. So yes, I get the right to talk because I have essentially helped raise other people's kids, even if they weren't mine, and I should never have stopped. I should never have gone to the corporate world because the corporate world just, it really messes you up.
It's actually terrible and awful. Men like this view having a daughter like having a pet dog. Once she grows up and isn't a cute little girl anymore, they'll begin to resent her.
Bull crap.
Men really do want kids the way kids want a puppy. All the fun, but none of the responsibilities.
Again, bullcrap. Do you have any idea how many dirty diapers I've had to deal with? The sniffer of mine, that thing has been destroyed by so many number twos. It takes basically a skunk standing next to me before I realize there's something wrong.
I don't like the way you guys talk about children. Like, they aren't toys. People will lose their f***ing minds when they realize that kids aren't like a dog or cat. A child play with a toy and actually raising a child are two completely separate things. Kids are adorable.
I mean, how can you talk about a kid like that, calling them a nightmare? I don't get it. I don't understand these people.
When they're calm and playful, but little demons when they're screaming, snotting, and destroying your shit and keeping you up at night. Men really think having children is easy and fun.
No, it's not. But it can be when they start doing things like drawing little pictures, when they start discovering that the world is more than that tiny little room that they stay in. When they start wandering out and saying, hey, I like this is cool. When they start learning to play games like baseball. Like, girls play ball now. It's like, oh my god, it's so cool to watch them grow from being this crawling, snot-covered, diaper-wearing thing into this amazing little person who is still growing and who will one day be an amazing adult.
It's not so fun when they're pissing and shit and crying nonstop. Do you have kids? No, and I got my tube side 3 years ago, but thanks for asking. Wow, Diana's so cute. Maybe I want kids one day. Did you know they poop and pee and cry? Why this compulsive need to counter-signal this? Watching a fictional kid play with toys for a few seconds and thinking that's what it's like raising an actual human being.
Kids do that. They do play with toys, and that is what it's like. You're only harping about the bad part instead of focusing on the good stuff.
It's probably a sign you have zero idea what it really looks like being a parent, and you should not base your decision off a video game character. Wait, this community note. OP is an e-girl with an OnlyFans account. You stupid gamers don't get it. Doom scrolling TikTok and having multiple failed situationships is true happiness.
No, it's not.
Children are a burden. No,
they're not.
Nobody is saying parenting is easy.
The burden is society, not children.
Nobody said that. All the parts parents say are the best parts. All the parts parents say are worth it. That is what people are seeing and yearning for. They have this like insane compulsion to attack anything that's like remotely pro-family, I guess because it culturally clocks as conservative. So you have to just shun it and mock it, or else you're doing a fascist propaganda or something. This whole thing has just been a litmus test for humanity. On one side, people who long for love and meaning and human connection desire deeper things and they're in touch with their humanity. And on the other side, miserable, insane freaks who want to destroy everything pure and wholesome. And then on the sidelines, normal people who just think this is a fun game. Yeah, that's probably most people. I think we're a little too online sometimes. So
yeah, unfortunately we are too online.
So we have established that the broveries have been activated by this game, but is the male biological clock real? Unlike women who are born with a specific number of eggs, men create sperm all their life. Right now, as we speak, your balls are creating sperm. Men can technically get someone pregnant all their life. And by someone, I mean a woman, not a femboy. You can't get a femboy pregnant. Stop trying. Sperm quality tends to decline over time. Lower sperm count and more DNA damage to the sperm occurs. These changes usually...
Yeah, so despite the fact that men continue to produce sperm all their life, the DNA does degrade, so it can become non-viable. So yes, men do, in a way, have a biological clock.
Start after 35 to 40 years old. So as men age, the risk of passing on genetic mutations increases. Similar to maternal age, higher paternal age has been associated with autism, schizophrenia, so basically being a Shoe-on-Head fan, and other rare genetic disorders, as well as the chance of miscarriage rates being higher. So when red pill manosphere people tell you like, oh, you have all the time in the world to have children, bro, focus on
Yeah, they're lying.
yourself, queen, get that bag. Like, technically, they're correct. Physically, you do have all the time in the world, but that doesn't mean you should wait. Having kids is more than the ability to reproduce. You want energy to chase a toddler.
Exactly. Why I wish I was younger than I am. Because I have missed the opportunity to raise kids. I really have. And I still want to try. Despite my age, I still want to try.
Around. You want your kids to have their father in their life for a long time. You want to see your kid graduate and maybe have children of their own. You want to give your parents grandchildren. You don't want to be a super old dad or mom. But if that's how
I don't. But unfortunately, my dad was probably around the same age as I am now when he had me. I mean, that's how unfair life can get.
how it happens, that's how it happens, and that's great. Life is not a Hallmark movie, but it should not be the ideal for men and women. Like, if you are in a stable relationship, get married and have kids as soon as possible. Honestly, it's the stable relationship part I think people are having the most trouble.
Yeah, and they let too many things decide whether they're stable or not, like finances or environment or this or that. Sometimes you just gotta tell that stuff, take a hike.
With. It's easy to be like, find a wife and get married and have kids, bro. And it's like, find a wife? From where? The wife store?
Yeah, exactly.
Listen, I believe you will have that one day, Anon. I believe you will have that wife and daughter or son. You will have a little Diana of your own one day. You will hang those drawings on your fridge. Don't black pill, don't doom. We're all gonna make it. Same to you ladies watching. If I can make it, you can make it. So what did you guys think of this? Have you played Pragmata? Did you like it? Did it make you...
I haven't played it yet, but I think I may just go ahead and do so. I know it'll make a lot of people angry, but I don't care. No one watches my channel anyways, except for the reaction videos and the ASMR. I'm not sure about, but that, hey.
Feel those fatherly or motherly instincts? Is your biological clock ticking? Do you
Yes, it is.
have baby fever?
Yes, I do.
If you like this video, please subscribe, and if you can, donate to my Patreon, link down below. All Patreons get the raw, uncensored version of the video a day before it comes out, and I'm going to start doing live streams for Patreon members only, so that should be fun. And I will see you guys soon with a new video, a slot video, hopefully. Bye! Why is the child sexy?
So, that was a Shoe-on-Head video. Yeah, she touched a lot of nerves, and at the same time made a lot of sense. But yes, the male biological clock thing is real, despite the fact that there are people telling you otherwise. And I'm going to be honest with you. If a woman has a biological clock, so does a man. If a woman has this problem, so does a man. It just may be in a different form than what you're used to seeing or expecting. So anyways, my neon lights, that is that, and I will see you another day. And remember, always shine brightly in the dark. You couldn't see that. I don't know why I did the finger pistol thing. It was stupid. Anyways, just remember, always shine brightly in the dark, my neon lights.